I know it has been almost a couple of months since I last made a video, and I blame work for that because our manager got fired and almost 10 other people quit that same day. So I've basically been living there, and I do not like that. I would prefer to be doing this, which my mini series of With All the Precision Possible. I hope to come out with a new video each week. Hopefully, that's the goal. But enough of that. I will be talking about and actually showing you visuals of the next part, this part, which is the most important part, or one of the most important parts. It is cutting the wood. So, let's get into it. Alright, so I will be going back and forth between this book and showing you the visuals because there is a lot of information in this section, and I would prefer not to keep any out. So let's continue. Alright, Roubo talks about you can cut wood in two ways. Alright, one is on edge, just like how it sounds. Give me a second. There we go. On edge, just like how it sounds. And then flat, just like this. With the flat one, you just rip it in your table saw, or if you want to do it the traditional way, just take your hand saw and slice it into sections down the length. Down the length is ripping. Widthwise, that's crosscut. So ripping, you can get sections for your uprights, cross pieces, frames, joinery, stuff like that. With on the edge, he's referring to resawing, which you can take this to your bandsaw or your regular handsaw if you want to do it the traditional way. And you cut down the center of it, or you can cut this into thirds and maybe make 1/8 inch veneers. I know 1/8 inch for veneer is kind of pushing it, because veneers are supposed to be thin, maybe like a 32nd or a 16th or a 64th. But 1/8 is kind of pushing it. But for now, we're going to call it a veneer. But for resawing, you want to make sure that you have the straightest piece and without any knots or cracks. This one doesn't have any cracks. With the knot, you don't want to have a knot because it goes straight through and there's no solid wood. You can just push this out. And I know I might not say much for a few seconds. Let's see. Oh, also, the color. the color that you get out of it. You will find out the color when you start shaping them with a hand plane, or another term is probing the wood. Just go with the grain, and eventually, as you're shaping it, you will find out the color. Okay. As for the number of planks that you get for resawing, it's important to choose ones that are on the mesh of the wood, or Reflex. Which, let's see, I will go into detail exactly what the mesh and Reflex are a little bit later. I don't know if you can really tell. I know this one has a lot of jointer marks running parallel. Let's see, this is just regular. This is Reflex. Now, why you want to choose wood with Reflex? Or choose wood that is on the mesh, which is radial cut or quarter sawn. Let's see here. I don't know how well you can see the Reflex on this piece. Not the Reflex. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. All these, those are quarter sawn marks. The reason why to choose that over regular flat sawn wood is that it is more stable, because it is more stable and less subject to twisting. Bear with me. I'm also learning too at the same time, which I know a little bit, but not enough. So doing three things is kind of hard to do. Giving you effects, retaining the information, and reading it to you at the same time. It's a lot. All right. Okay. It is less subject to twisting than if it was flat sawn, is because the air and moisture penetrates with more difficulty, because the sap contained within the radii of the tree does not have any effect of expansion or contraction with humidity, except on its thickness. Let's see. I know this might be a butchered video, but I am trying. Think of a stave barrel. I know this isn't a quarter sawn stave, but this is a stave of a barrel. If you look at a wooden barrel, you will see that they are all quarter sawn, just like this. It is because they are less subject to warping and twisting, cupping, just because air can't get to them. Air and humidity can't get to them easily. Okay. But the defect of the wood sawn on the mesh is that it polishes with difficulty because the rays of the tree are being cut parallel to the thickness, which form hard areas on the surface, which are difficult to smooth and straighten. Alright. This one's my favorite piece of information. Okay. While the wood is still green, this does not classify as green wood, but still has it, sort of. The color of the quarter sawn mesh it starts as, let's see here, you can't really see it. I'm gonna try my best. It starts from a red and it goes to blue. That's on quarter sawn mesh. Let's see here. Okay. Now, for more in-depth visuals. I know this one isn't green or it's perfectly round. I don't have any green wood, and to me this is the best way to get visual. So, okay, let's make lines here. All right, there we go. All right, the lines here is we'll just call it at the center of it. Okay. Okay, when you are cutting it, you want to make sure that you are cutting through the center of the mesh, which are the ones that are going to be the closest to the center of the tree. The further you get away, it's not exactly going to be on the mesh. There's still going to be somewhat, but not a lot as compared to the center of it. Let's see here. Okay. He talks about trees from Holland that are sawn on the mesh. Okay, now going to go on the back side. We're going to divide this into quarters. All right. They cut them two ways. The first one is to saw them in lines parallel with one of the sides. So let's make some lines. Okay, just like that. later down the road, I will give you exact examples when I have when I have green wood and when I cut it. That will be a better example. The second way is I don't know how well you can see that. The first way is down to one of the quarters. The second way is to slice them the opposite way. But it doesn't matter which way you choose. Both of them are basically going to end up the same way. I want to actually learn all of this by doing it. I want my own sawmill in my backyard. My own sawmill in my backyard. So I can learn all of this. Let's see. And then he talks about that you should never to saw wood in quarters parallel with the circumference. So just like that. Just like how you get a lot of wood flat sawn, because it is more prone to twisting, cupping, warping, bowing, all that jazz. Let's see here. He goes into math, which he had a different way of math, because this is old France. This is 17. This is late 1700s France, so they had a different way of doing their math. No, not math. Different way of measurement. There we go. That's the word. Which I will do another video because it is sort of difficult. Not really. But I will do that on maybe the next video. Okay, let's see. Let's jump into... Okay. Okay. Let's go to regular wood. Regular flat sawn wood. This will be the last part of this. He goes on to one of the actually cutting it, but I have to make the sawhorses and the saw for it, so that's a whole separate video also. So okay, let's go into flat wood. Okay. 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 So before cutting the wood, you have to make sure that you have the right number of pieces that you're going to need for your project, because it would suck if you hold on, technical difficulties again. Let's see here. That would suck if you cut the wood and you're too short or too long, because then that's just a waste of wood and a waste of your time. Mainly a waste of wood, because wood is expensive, especially nowadays. Enough of that. So, you want to make sure that you have the right number of pieces, whether it be cross pieces, widths, lengths, thicknesses. If you're doing moldings, you want to account for that also with their widths. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. After that, you want to take the wood which has the straightest grain for making door frames. I'm guessing he says that because door frames need to be straight and heavy and stocky so they can take abuse. Okay. You want to, I don't have a rough piece, so we're just going to maybe use this because this has a live edge on it. So, you want to start with cutting the widest part so you don't encounter any splits or knots. In this case, you don't want to encounter the bark. Before cutting it, he says to probe it, which is with a planer, with your hand plane, which is shaping it. I know this thing isn't, I need to fix it and to flatten it, but right now it's just for visuals. Alright, and then you just want to make sure that you make a line. Oh, this would be a waste. You could use this for tapered legs, since it does get wide up here. Then it starts getting slimmer. You could use both of these for tapered legs, actually. Enough of that. I know I don't want to drag this video on, so I'm trying my best. Okay. Where did I leave off? Okay. Position a ruler. I don't have a ruler handy, so we're just going to use a yardstick. And or cord, which is a chalk line, on the best edge of the wood to see if it is perfectly straight. I'm guessing this comes into play on the next page. Okay. There's a lot of measurements here too. I will come back to that when I give you the video of their measurements, of their measurement system. Interestingly enough about their measurement system, they didn't have an established system. Their government had not come up with one yet, so each town and city had their own unit of measurement. So it differed, if you're in one town and then you go down the street to another town, that could have a totally different unit of measurement and you might be lost. So that's quite interesting and very confusing. Okay. I am going to go over this and I will actually show you on the page, because he has his own engravings that he made, so you can get a better idea. So let's see here. I want to damage this book. Okay, so with this one, let's see. Okay, that paper is a bit too bright. I am going to try here. Okay, on this first one, with a chalk line, he makes it, okay, so he puts it at both ends, and then he pulls up and he snaps it to make a straight line, which is basically, I'm guessing you could use a ruler, but that way probably works better. I'm not sure, I have to use that. I do not think I have a chalk line. Okay. Let's see here. I am going to try to show you all of these. No. Okay. These right here are the symbols to indicate which pieces are for what. So one might be to indicate door frames or cross pieces and their height. This one right here is where to make the cut. So you never use that unless you want to cut piece, say right here. Okay. I know there is there's a lot to take in, especially with this. That I think is it for this one. Let's see here. Is it? Okay. I think we will stop off right there. Yep. All right. I know this. I don't know how informative this video was, or I know it's definitely not technologically advanced because I do not have a tripod, or I wish I did because then I could just walk the book up and show you, but hopefully the visuals helped you understand maybe a bit. If I left out anything or you are confused, leave a comment and I will either message you back or I will see your comment and I will make a video on it, so that way it is helpful to you and to everyone else if they have the same question. So our next video is either on their unit of measurement or it is on making some sawhorses and the saw and showing you one of his ways that he cuts. So stay tuned. Hopefully next week I make a new video. If I don't, I will try my hardest. But until next time.